The training facility aboard Station Kepler 442 had seen countless species hone their combat skills over the decades. Instructor Vexthera, a towering Centaurian with chitinous armor plating, had trained warriors from 17 different worlds. Her secondary instructor, the Serpentine Kalmar, possessed reflexes that could track plasma bolts in flight. Together, they had never encountered anything quite like the human who stood before them now. Marcus Rivera adjusted his stance, rolling his shoulders as he surveyed the training mat. The human embassy had insisted on sending one of their people to the Galactic Defense Corps' elite combat program, despite widespread skepticism. Most species viewed Earth as a backwater death world whose inhabitants were more likely to injure themselves than become effective soldiers. "Begin when ready," Vexthera announced, her translator rendering her clicks and whistles into standard galactic. She had chosen her most promising student, Yarrick of the Hellion Confederation, for this demonstration. The crystalline-skinned warrior stood nearly 8 feet tall and possessed strength that could crush durasteel. The match began with Yarrick's characteristic aggression. He lunged forward with movements that had overwhelmed dozens of opponents, his arms extending like battering rams. What happened next defied every combat principle the instructors knew. Marcus didn't retreat or attempt to match Yarrick's strength. Instead, he stepped sideways at the precise moment of contact, using Yarrick's momentum against him. The human's hands moved in a fluid motion, redirecting the alien's attack while simultaneously striking 3 pressure points that most species didn't even know existed. Yarrick crashed to the mat with a resonating clang. "Fortunate strike," Kalmar hissed, his serpentine form coiling with tension. Again, but it wasn't fortune. For the next 20 minutes, Marcus demonstrated something the instructors had never witnessed: perfect adaptation. Against the lightning-fast Centaurian cadet, he fought like flowing water. Against the heavily armored Rigelian, he became precise as a surgical laser, finding gaps in protection that shouldn't have existed. When facing the psychically enhanced vegan, he moved with an unpredictability that made mental prediction impossible. Each opponent fell, not through superior strength or speed, but through something far more unsettling. The humans seemed to understand their biology, psychology, and combat methodology within seconds of engagement. "How?" Vexthera finally demanded, her professional composure cracking. "Your species lacks our armor, our speed, our psychic abilities. Your reflexes test average at best." Marcus wiped sweat from his forehead, breathing hard but still standing while his opponents nursed various injuries. "We don't have any of those advantages," he agreed. "But we have something else." He gestured to his head. "Pattern recognition. Every species in the galaxy evolved for their specific world, with specific threats, specific advantages. You all fight the way your evolution programmed you to fight. But humans," he smiled grimly, "humans evolved to fight everything. Predators, prey, whether other humans, diseases, starvation, anything that wanted to kill us. And Earth wanted to kill us daily." Kalmar's scales rippled with unease. "You're saying your entire species learned combat through constant survival?" "For millions of years, yes. We learned to read microexpressions, predict movement patterns, exploit weaknesses we couldn't match with strength. We became persistence hunters, pursuit predators, endurance fighters. Most importantly, we learned to adapt to any threat because staying specialized meant extinction." The training facility fell silent except for the groans of defeated cadets. Vexthera exchanged glances with Kalmar, both instructors realizing they weren't just witnessing superior technique. They were seeing the product of a world that had forged its children in crucibles of constant danger. "Perhaps," Vexthera said slowly, "we should reconsider our assessment of Deathworld inhabitants." Marcus nodded respectfully. "That's all we ever wanted, a fair evaluation." As word spread through the station about the humans' performance, recruitment requests from human worlds began flooding Galactic Command. The galaxy was finally beginning to understand what Earth's children brought to the fight. Not just strength or speed, but the most dangerous weapon of all: adaptability born from surviving the unsurvivable.